Transforms viewers into informed sports enthusiasts. Get the best in game live coverage during all the games, as well as the most in-depth pregame previews from hosts like Scott Farrell, Donnie Rightside, Ben Stevens, Gabe Moritzi, and many more. To find out where you can watch Sports Grid, go to sportsgrid.com/watch. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, Cory Sanden, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock God Rick Mexa, and Cory Sanden.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray, back in the studio, and Cory Sanden is here with me today. Rock God Rick's a little under the weather today, but boy, do we have a great show for you today. Cal and Eric from Cal's Custom Reels are here, and we're going to be talking reels and fishing. Eric just got back from an epic trip on the Polaris Supreme and a whole lot more. So you stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Sports Grid Radio Network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 1090 AM. Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
This is Bob Hoots at Costa Sunglasses. Visual signs are a critical part of my fishing program, from bay bass to bluefin. I wear Costas to see what's out there. Costas are built with advanced polarization technology with our 580 lens, designed to cut through the sun's glare while providing enhanced color to see more fish. Costa was founded by a group of anglers wanting a high-performance lens for every fishing application. Costa has a West Coast style frame and lens for your adventures. CostaSunglasses.com.
Hey, San Diego, the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event is going on now at your San Diego County Ford dealers. The biggest deals of the year to finish 2024, featuring America's best-selling truck, Ford F-Series, leading for 47 straight years. Or check out the full lineup of versatile Ford SUVs, including Bronco or Bronco Sport. Don't wait. Come take a test drive today. Get holiday ready only at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. They'll be glad to hook you up.
All right. Good morning. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And Pete, stoked back from the tropics.
From the tropics. Got in last night from Zihuatanejo. We even watched Shawshank Redemption down there. Everybody, whenever you say Zihuatanejo, everybody thinks of the Shawshank Redemption movie, right? But so it's not like that. I mean, it's a beautiful place. It actually is like that scene in the beach. It actually is a beautiful place. But we were down there surfing and
enjoying life,
having a few cocktails and eating some great food and seeing some great people and just enjoying life and enjoying 83-degree water and 88-degree hair. It was a little warm, but you just jump in the water.
That's all good times.
Yeah, it was super good times and good R&R, good getaway. And thanks to you and Rick for covering last Sunday as well as yesterday. Great shows.
Good times. Yeah, if you missed yesterday's show with Frank Lopresti and Mike Malone, that was a good one. By the way, I think he mentioned that the tickets are still on sale too.
Yes,
so, and you get that knife. And
the knife
with the friends of
it's got the logo in there.
It does. It's got the logo on the
super
knife.
Cool. And there's so many great prizes. including
incredible.
$2,000 at Summit Gasoline, which
I
you
just
went
went
to
there.
yesterday. Yeah.
No, I was just there this morning.
Oh, this morning?
Unbelievable. You ready, Eric? And we haven't introduced Eric and Cal. But
Yeah. Good morning, Eric.
yeah.
Good morning.
So $3.99 for a gallon of gas.
Yep.
Wow.
When was
At
the
Su- at
last
Summit-
time?
at Summit Gasoline?
At Summit Gasoline.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's for cash. So if you pay about a quarter extra if you're on your debit or credit.
yeah. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's hard to believe. Sub $4 gas. We haven't seen that in
Free.
California for a while.
$3.99.
Yeah, gotta love that. So you guys have been busy. Well, actually, Cal's been busy. You've been busy fishing, right?
I've had
Yeah,
a good
right?
year of going out and fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my turn
we
now.
call it here field research.
Right. Field
You know,
research.
you have to do it. It's your job.
Yep. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the 22-day to Cedros to we went to the Azores with
That's right.
with Lasley and Anthony Shea
yeah.
and then just got back from a 10-day on the Polaris Supreme.
That's
Azores,
fantastic.
man.
The Azores. So you both went on the Azores trip. Fill us in. Get up close to that
It
mic,
was
Cal.
a very enjoyable trip. We really didn't know exactly where we were going to go when we left. We just knew we were going to the main island, and about 4 or 5 days before we left, we were told that we would have to get another flight out to one of the outside islands so that we could meet them there because they were moving out there. So it was kind of a juggling act at first, but everything just came. About the second day of the trip, everything just gelled together. Our flight coming home was going to be a total of 58 hours of travel and waiting.
Oh,
And we cut it down to 12 hours and flew directly home.
wow.
So
How cool is
it was
that?
a cool trip. It was
So 12 hours you jump in Anthony's jet?
no, we all flew commercial,
Wow.
but they had a different flight set up that we didn't have.
yeah.
And we were able to do that instead of having to take a small plane back to the main island to fly out of there. We took a cruise on a 150-footer.
Wow.
Had a nice dinner, slept a good all night, got up, had a nice breakfast, and then went to the airport.
Oh, how cool is that?
So it really
Got
worked
the
out
royal
well.
treatment. And did you catch anything?
We got one fish the whole trip. The fishing was way off.
Way off.
But
But the experience must have been
the
unbelievable.
experience was fantastic.
Yeah.
The fish that we caught, I thought it was a pretty good size blue. They called it a small one,
Ah!
650.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Estimated.
Crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Tagged and released in
Wow.
13 minutes.
13 minutes.
13
Now,
minutes.
was
That
this on
meant-
a reel that you worked on?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Anthony is
What-
one heck of a hard fisherman.
I'll bet he
He
is.
really puts pressure on a fish. They want to get it up, get it released, so it gets away in good shape and alive.
and it takes
That's a big fish.
but it takes a team. I mean,
Oh,
from
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, it's a
Lasley is
well-oiled
a
machine,
maniac when he's on a fish.
Yeah.
That boat he was running 8 to 9 knots backwards.
Backwards.
whoa,
Just stayed right on that fish.
that is I can't imagine having that large of a fish that close to the boat that quick,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
to be able to
just-
tag it, handle it, unhook it.
Oh, it was so cool too. I mean, they even had all kinds of pictures and video and everything. I put a link up on our website where they did a video after the trip, and it's cool. They got the drone up and watching us fish and everything, and you could just watch the job that Captain Lasley did on that. It was amazing where he just got him in position, and Anthony put the heat on him right away.
That's crazy, man.
Wow.
Incredible.
And then tell us about your trip to Cedros. You guys also went to Cedros,
Oh
right?
yes, we had a great time.
A few yellowtail.
Yeah, we actually go down there fish calicos.
Okay, well,
That's what we and
man
and
from
you,
my heart.
and
Right.
you and you do catch a yellowtail here and there as you're doing it. I happened to be on the last day. We kind of were swapping places around, and Eric and my granddaughter and my grandson, the last day they went to a place and they gave up because they just couldn't quite get the 200th calico bass for
Oh
the day.
my lord!
Yeah, we were in the high 190s, and I looked at my son and I'm like, 200, come on, let's go, let's get it. And he goes, I'm afraid to cast out again. Like we'd had enough. We just tapped out.
That's incredible.
But it was so much fun.
And the beauty of that is you can get them the way you want. I mean, not all the time, but you can hard baits or surface iron.
Yeah, for sure.
Weedless if you're in the thick of it.
And it was awesome. My daughter was a last minute fill-in on our trip. We had one of the guys, he works for the forestry department, and all these fires that we had going on, he had to cancel at the last minute. So my daughter ended up going, and she hadn't been fishing in like 15, 16 years. And she goes, do you think I would have a good time? And I says, I think so. But first day, she was just kind of a learning process. And each day they kept, getting a little bit better. And yeah, she was a trooper, and it was amazing to go out and fish with your kids.
Did you guys go with Rosie?
We did.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Lodge 1 or Lodge 2?
We were at Lodge 2.
Okay.
Yeah. We've done both.
Have you? What do you prefer? What are the? I guess I should say, what are the differences? Because I've only been to Lodge 1, and I've heard people love Lodge 2. And
so to me, this is just to me, and everybody's different. Lodge 1 is a little bit more convenient. You got the steps that go down to the water and all that other stuff, and I really do like it. Now, if you have the whole group, all 12 people that are going, all part of your friends and family and everything else like that. Lodge 2 is really cool because it puts everybody together when you get back, and you push the tables together, and you're sitting up there and you're just talking about your day, and it forces you to engage everybody, which was super cool. I mean, we really appreciate it. And the view's great, and the food's the same and everything else like that. They take great care of you there.
And how about the fish cleaning aspect? Like the harvest you bring home is it's as good as fisherman's processing.
Of course.
On an island.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah.
Right?
And then you just got off the Polaris Supreme.
Yes. Yeah. That was
how many day?
10 day. 10 day left.
Now you were again testing reels, right?
Of course.
I have to clean them and get them ready.
Yeah.
As Pete calls it,
that's your job.
Field research.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
And what was that like?
Well, that was great too. We got the one thing that we didn't get a lot of was wahoo. We got like a dozen or so, but I mean, we got like some nice 50, 60 pound yellowfin tuna on the way down, and then
what an incredible grade,
and then at Alejos Bank and that whole area and stuff like that. Overnight, we got like some nice big yellowtail, just 40 pounders plus. Just somebody's got to get them right. And then from there, we just kind of worked patties and different stuff the rest of that day, and caught some smaller yellowtail. And then a call came in from one of the boats that they had located the bluefin again after Thanksgiving. So the Polaris Supreme and another boat, we hauled butt to get up there, and we got on them that night really good.
And some good ones?
Oh yeah. There was, I think they had something like that night, probably 45, 46 bluefin. And I thought, boy, I got one of the smallest ones. And after it had been gilled and gutted, it weighed 160.
Whoa.
So, you do the math with the 12% and all that stuff, it's close to 180. And that was some of the smallest ones. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that night we got 30 over 2 or something like that. It was crazy. So everybody had a couple of them, to take home and everything else.
What an operation that Aliar is running, right? I mean, and they have that out of Seaforth. I mean, it's kind of a whole different,
right?
For your those stomping ground,
right? I mean, it's just kind of cool. It was always known as a 3/4 day, half day, overnight.
Yeah.
And then the day and a half, 3 days. And now with the Polaris Supreme taking the crown, they're running those longer trips.
He didn't tell you that he did get 3 over 2, and he was done at 10 o'clock.
Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
Yeah, wow. That's incredible.
10 o'clock at night.
10 o'clock at night.
So you got some sleep.
Oh, yeah. That's the advantage.
Did you guys fish all night?
No, they were. So at 11 o'clock at night, we stopped, and we had a crew fishing tournament where we got all the crew out there. And we just said, first guy with the fish on the deck. And, of course, the first 2 guys hook up right away. And we said, no, yellowfin don't count, right? So, yeah, they each brought fish aboard that were like 200 pounds.
And the yellowfin were biting at night too?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's awesome. Good trip and good weather?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The first 3 or 4 days was just flat calm. we had a couple days in the middle that was a little rough, and then it flattened out again. So it made for a great trip.
Well, speaking of being on the water, let's talk to Wayne Cotto, who's aboard our Let's Talk Hookup Royal Polaris trip right now. Good morning, Wayne.
Hey, Wayne.
Pick me up, Wayne. Let's see. Oh, he keeps disconnecting. JP's saying so. Well, hopefully he'll call back, and he's gonna let us know when he's back on the air. But yeah, they're having.
I saw the pictures.
They're having a good trip.
Trevin's running that trip for him.
Trevin is.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing great.
Yeah, good trip. That's good. So tell us what kind of gear did you take on the Polaris Supreme trip? Because that's what you guys do. You do gear.
So I took. I always take a wide variety of Penn and Shimano and Okuma, a whole bunch of different reels, so that I have the experience. So when I'm talking to different customers, that I know how the reel works and what we can do to it and everything else like that. I will say this: one of my favorite reels to fish when those giant bluefin are like that, I mean, when we're fishing for them, is the Penn 16 VISX. We can get plenty of drag out of it, get great free spool, and it just seems to be the good size reel. A couple times I went to a bigger reel, and then I just didn't feel all that comfortable. But a good picture would have been at one point they handed me one of those jigging reels. Okay, and I went, okay, let's do this.
Which are smaller?
Yeah. They're smaller, single speed, everything else
the
like
Shimano?
that. It was, I don't know which brand.
Okay.
I can't help you with that one, but it was, pretty anodized and all that other stuff that you see on the reels. And I didn't know whether to put a bend in the rod or keep it straight and back and forth, but every bit as easy as catching it on a traditional one. Yeah, and it
just pointing the rod at the fish.
Yeah, I did both. I must have looked completely awkward. Like at one point,
the rods are short.
Yeah, this one was like a over 5 foot rod. I mean, maybe 5-6 foot rod, and
that's short.
Now, exactly. But I've seen a lot shorter ones that they work with. I just didn't know how to do it, and all the fish did is come in. I wanted to hate it the whole process, but I don't.
Isn't that weird how that works? So those rods, for those that don't know, I mean, they bend all the way to the stripper. I mean, the guy toward the reel,
and that was a 200-pounder.
Crazy
on the jigging.
Oh yeah,
single speed jigging.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, you ready for that, Cal?
So
no.
Me either. Man. No.
So I told my dad, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, well, maybe we need to look at some of those and this and that. So the Supreme's going to give us a couple of them to pop open to look and see what we can do. And
so, what kind of things do you guys do to a reel, Cal?
Well, first thing, it's a fancy service job. Our blueprint is, but we strip it all down. And we actually, when we rebuild it, we try to match what the customer wants to do.
Yeah.
Because we get customers that more often than not overfish reels. But we do also,
What do you mean explain overfish a reel?
Taking a very small reel and putting too much drag on it, theoretically.
You mean like John Pandelis used to do?
Absolutely, like John Pandelis used to do. But I also have a couple reels in the shop right now. The guy only wants to fish 20-pound test on a reel that we normally fish 100-pound on.
Wow.
So now I have to recam it and respring it and change the way I machine some things so that, because they want 8 pounds of drag at strike and want a running drag when they put it in gear. But they also want to get about 15 at full. So now you got to kind of work on it to get that from strike to full heavier.
Yeah.
But that's kind of things. And then we do other reels now. We did probably a couple dozen reels this year for over 100 pounds of drag at full.
Wow. I can't imagine 100 pounds of drag.
Chair fishing and
fishing. Dropping the gear ratio on a 130 down to 0.75 to 1. So they just sit in the chair and just winch.
Wow.
I can't imagine. I mean, I'm the calico dude, right? Like I can't imagine. I mean, I get 22 pounds of drag, and you could tow me down the street with that.
But they put 3 or 4 calicos on one hook and throw them out.
I don't know about towing them down the street with that, though. Yeah.
But I mean,
100 pounds of drag.
Oh yes. I mean, especially now that this PEI and Nova
Yeah.
Scotia stuff has gotten to be very popular. A lot of the boats back there will have 5 or 6 reels
Yeah.
on them, and they all basically get 100 pounds of drag at full.
But you can't hold that. It's got to be a rod holder thing.
No, you're in a chair. You're sitting in a
Okay.
chair.
Yeah, but
I have fished
strapped in.
110.
110.
The 100.
Cal, how old are you?
Not now. I don't. That's just back when I was in my 50s. Okay.
The worst part of this whole thing, though, is he goes, well, I don't have to test it. Get over here.
Yeah. Eric?
I said, you're kidding me. This is nuts, right? And then he's like, well, does it, how's the running drag? Like fast pull to slow pull? And I'm like, you're lucky the spool's even turning trying to pull out.
That's crazy.
You gotta
So
put a
All right.
full
Looks like we
harness.
have Wayne
Oh, we
back.
do?
Let's
Okay.
see if we can get on him. Good morning, Wayne.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey, doing
We're out
great.
here in the-
Great to hear from you, but you're
we're out
doing
here
better
down
than
in
we are.
Baja. Dude, we had a couple hundred fish yellowfin tuna day yesterday. I tried to. Sorry, I didn't call in. We were on a wide open yellowtail bite. We're on one again this morning. Trevin is kicking butt as captain. This Let's Talk Hookup trip, the passengers are all happy. Sponsors are taken care of. We did a Rolo jackpot on the boat, or a raffle. Gave away a reel on the ride and some line from Doug Kern. Captain Frank gave us a gift certificate. We're raising money for kids to take them fishing. It's all good.
That's so cool, Wayne. And of course, we had a bunch of stuff from AFCO Shimano, Cigar. Who am I missing? Gamakatsu, of course, hooks for everybody from Gamakatsu, and lots of good giveaways there. Costa sunglasses and a lot more. So tell us the scenario. When you left here, as I remember, Tuesday, right? And then what did you do?
Yeah, we left on the 10th and we come back on the 18th.
Yeah. So Tuesday you left, and then when did you start fishing?
The very next day. First thing.
No way.
We stopped on our school on the way down, and we put on about, I don't know, almost 100 fish. And then we traveled farther south, and we ran into a little school to put some more fish on, and then kept traveling south. And then we had that huge day of 200 yellowfin tuna.
Wow.
And then we had another travel day, and we ran into some fish, and now we're back up trying to catch more yellowtail.
Wow. And how's the weather for you?
It's pretty nice. I mean, if you see the pictures we posted, it's sunny and a little breezy down here, but not like what you guys are getting up there.
Yeah.
It's fishable. It's just perfect. It
Wow.
keeps the heat down. It's nice weather.
Yeah, sounds fantastic, Wayne. Well, thanks for hosting. And boy, we're excited because on December, I believe, 29th, we're going to have the Wayne Cotto going away party here on Let's Talk.
Going
Hookup.
away party.
He's retiring.
My
Yes.
Lord, Wayne.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Is that no? But Chris is taking over, and we'll do a great job. But Wayne works; it's much deserved. But now, Wayne, will you still host our Royal Player trip in December, though?
I would love to do it if you would honor me by letting me do it. Pete.
Well,
You know it.
I remember that captain that ran the trip last year. He came up to me. You make sure that you send that guy again next year. I said, okay. I told Wayne, you're stuck. You got to go. So
Awesome.
people,
I appreciate it. I am very appreciative, Pete. You know it. We love it. The passengers are very happy. Kevin's putting us on a school right now. Wow. Oh my gosh. Huge school of yellowtail under the boat.
Oh, you better go catch some fish, Wayne. And we're
right.
congratulations. We're looking forward to celebrating your hard work with CCA, and on December 29th. It'll be great.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks for the call. Enjoy your trip.
What an incredible report,
Yeah,
Pete.
yeah, great
Yeah.
trip. He's Wayne's a little excitable.
Yeah.
If in case you figured that out, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's pretty. But I'm so happy that because as hard as he works, that he's able to get out and do things like that. Yeah.
Well, that great yellowtail fishing, I'd be a little lathered up too.
You think so? Yeah. What about yellowfin? My
Right?
arms would be sore after 200 yellowfin night, right, Cal? We don't do this.
That's what they make the rail for, though.
That's it. The rail is your friend, right?
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Rollo. But
Right.
as you can see, we have a great show for you today. A little technical difficulty, I guess, with the app stream this morning. We're working on that. We'll get that straightened out. But, of course, YouTube and Facebook Live working great. 1090 AM working fine. And all good.
Welcome to technology, right?
Technology, yeah.
I know that Rick is very happy
Yes.
that you're back and dealing with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But anyway,
Well, it's live radio.
It is.
Yeah.
That's exactly
And
it.
of course, those of you that listen on the recordings and the podcast, those will all be there thanks to Adam.
It all comes together cleanly.
All comes together.
Okay. Well, we're going to have a fun couple hours with Eric and Cal Sheets from Cal's Custom Reels. And if you want to join us, 213-432-1090, or you can text us via the app, and a couple really cool prizes to give away. Not only the $100 certificate to Cal's Custom Reels, but we also have a $100 gift certificate. And this is a little unique to the show, right, Pete?
Yes.
I mean, it's a $100
super cool.
certificate to Michael Seawald's photo gallery to choose from over 120 photos. I mean, this guy, he's done it for decades.
Yeah.
And he does some
and
really
he
cool stuff.
he has that gallery, of course, and up in Encinitas, but online, you got to check the images out. They're amazing.
Right. And I know his artistry is
all over the world.
His paintings are incredible too.
Yeah.
But so this is a $100 certificate to choose from 120 different photos from all over the world, personally signed and titled by Michael Seawald. You can check it all out at seawald.com and to see all the amazing images. And a $100 certificate to go into that, a $100 certificate for Cal's Custom Reels.
Yeah.
And we're going to be right back on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Sports Grid Radio Network.
All of us at the American Angler family want to express appreciation to our regular passengers that fish with us year after year, and to the new anglers that came out this last season. We realize how precious your vacation time is, and we are truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this time with us. It's important that your experience is memorable, from the moment you call the office to the time you step off the boat. Hi, I'm Lori. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. Come fishing with the American Angler family and make a memory.
Hi, this is Tommy the Fishmonger from Tunaville Market and Grocery and the TV show Fishmonger. I've known Yosef Husseini for over 20 years, and he's the expert when it comes to real estate. He's helped me with estate planning and multiple estate questions that the average guy like myself just doesn't understand. Yosef's not only a fellow angler, but he's an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find their ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free, no obligation home evaluation now online from Yusuf by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put in your address and you'll get that report fast. Yusuf is the SoCal real estate guy to go to. He's helped me and many of my customers and family members to find what they are looking for in a home. He understands the real estate market like no other, so take it from Tommy the Fishmonger. Yusuf's the real deal when it comes to your real estate needs. Go to SoCalHomeEval.com and I'll see you at Tunaville Market and Grocery.
24 years ago, I visited this amazing place called Haida Archipelago. I just could not get enough of these amazing islands, natural beauty, friendly people, and phenomenal fishing. I knew I had to spend more time there. Moving forward to today, here I am, a fishing lodge owner. Hi, this is Valerie Hopridge from Queen Charlotte Safaris in beautiful Haida Gwaii Islands, British Columbia, Canada. We are a boutique lodge just steps from the Sandstreet Harbor, offering a truly unique fishing adventure. Our fishing is world-class. You will fish for king salmon, halibut, lingcod, and much more. Our fishing grounds are untouched, unspoiled, and surrounded by stunning scenery. We are dedicated to making your adventure an experience that will be a lifetime of memories. We will welcome you as friends, and you will leave as part of the Queen Charlotte Safaris family. You will come for the fishing, and you'll come back for the memories. We are booking now. Please give me a call at 1-877-815-2892, or check us out on Instagram, Facebook, or our website, qcsafaris.com.
Looking for that perfect gift for the person in your life that loves the outdoors? Then look no further. The History of Sport Fishing gift card is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just go to thehistoryofsportfishing.com to sign up for immediate access to 12 hours of the most riveting footage that's ever been assembled on the sport. Listen to what others are saying about the series, including Mark Zona, who wrote, "Incredibly well done. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely riveting. This film should be in the Smithsonian. A profound experience into why men and women of all ages are drawn to the brooks, streams, rivers, lakes, and oceans of the world. A tribute to all of us who hold our sport sacred. best documentary I've ever seen. Save a full 30% off right now. Just go to thehistoryofsportfishing.com and give the gift that not only enriches one's soul, but will keep giving for generations to come.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, and having a great time in here and talking just all the good fishing and trips these boys do. Eric and Cal from Cal's Customs, Cal's Custom Reels.
Yes.
Cal's, because it used to be Cal's 2-speed reels, but that's not all you do.
That was because that we were converting reels to 2-speed.
Yeah.
And that we just don't do anymore because it's just not cost effective for big customers.
Yeah.
We still get calls for it, and we tell guys no, because you can go out and buy a new reel that you can still buy parts for. So many of the older manufactured reels, you just can't buy parts for them anymore. Yeah. And why spend the money to do the 2-speed and then can't fix a $5 part type of thing? So
for sure.
We backed off on that.
Yeah. Well, the stream is back up.
It
Good
is.
news. JP tells me, and I just checked it, and it's back up. And thanks for getting that straightened out, JP. But I have a big announcement.
Yes.
Yes, big announcement. So January 4th, the beginning of the year, the very first show of Let's Talk Hookup, will be moving back to 97.3 The Fan.
How cool is that?
How about that? And we want to thank everybody at Sports Grid, especially JP, who's our man on Sunday. He's the man that's really kept it together for us. And thank Andres Boucharis at 1090. The reason for the move is, number one, more opportunity to build audience for our sponsors with the Padres. Padres are huge, and Fan is a huge station, an enormous station. Number two thing is being able to control our own stream. Our own stream is it's up and down. I have a whole new system that's going to be installed here that we will be streaming on our app, which is our biggest power is our app, right? And our app, and now the Facebook and YouTube Live. That's the biggest thing. And of course, the opportunity to build a whole new group of people and bring them into the Let's Talk Hookup environment.
That's an awesome deal.
And the programming on 1090, although it has a great signal, 1 minute you're turning on Spanish religious programming, and the next minute you're listening to Let's Talk Hookup.
You're talking cool fish.
It just doesn't work, you know. And we tried it. It just doesn't work. It's not building the future for Let's Talk Hookup is what we're working, and that's what we're headed for, is building the future of Let's Talk Hookup with this move.
And what's the date?
97.3. First show of the year, January 4th.
There it is.
Yeah, so
2025. Right
yeah,
on the
so
page.
super exciting stuff. We'll have more information on that, but again, we'll be right here on our app always. And then, of course, on YouTube and Facebook Live always. And then starting January 4th, you'll tune in to 97.3 The Fan.
How exciting, Pete.
Those of you,
great news.
Fan does not have a great signal outside the San Diego County area. So, of course, you'll listen to us on the app as well as YouTube and Facebook Live. So those of you that are listening on 1090 in LA and Orange County, make sure you make that move to the app.
If you haven't already.
That's why I'm giving you the warning.
Most have already chosen the app.
And also YouTube and Facebook Live has been a great partner.
Yeah, I was going to say it's I mean, from my point of view, when I see it when I check it out at home or on the road, it's easy to do the YouTube or the Facebook thing, and it comes in. That is literally the clearest signal that I've been able to get. You've been hearing it's the best quality, at least to me.
So the idea is to be on a major radio station again, and which the Fan is, because of the popularity of the Padres, is a major radio station. They're the top station in San Diego on sports and such like that. Great live programming, super good people. Will be on the Odyssey app in addition to that, which is a gigantic platform. So a lot of good things to talk about.
Are we going to stay here in the world headquarters?
We are not moving. By God, why would we? Look at the outside. We're looking at here, right? I mean, of course, we used to broadcast from the Fan Studios, which you guys have been in. Beautiful studios here in Mission Valley.
World class.
World class studio. But I just told him, I said, the only way we're making this deal is if I can stay right in the world headquarters and be right here in the heart of sport fishing.
97.3 The Fan is huge.
It's giant. And great people.
I love listening to Tony Gwynn Jr. on there and Ben Woods.
So pretty exciting stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's January 4th, but stay with us, of course, through the rest of the year. Of course, with the Christmas spectacular is coming up here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So a couple weeks away from, I think 2 weeks from today, Cory and I and Ricky will be here, and
That's 2 weeks.
That'll be I know. Can you believe that? It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming fast, and we'll have lots of exciting stuff for you on Christmas Spectacular. And of course, we're going to continue with this show. Great stuff today on Let's Talk Hookup with
We have a lot going
Cal
on.
and Eric. Yeah,
We do. And in fact, if you want to join us, like I mentioned earlier, we have a couple really cool prizes we're giving away. A $100 certificate to Cal's Custom Reels and a $100 certificate, thank you to Michael Seawald, to his gallery, a $100 certificate. You can look at all his photos. He's got 120 different photos. Go to seawald.com and you can check out all the amazing images you have to choose from with that $100 certificate. I can't imagine a better gift. Like if you're scratching for a gift right now, for somebody,
whoa. Check out the seawald.com.
Seawald.com.
Yeah, and he's got tons of images, and he'll personally sign it for you. You can go check out his gallery in Encinitas. Yeah, it's super good stuff. I have a great text here from DJ in San Diego. Really appreciate the show with Cal and Eric. They helped me pick up a VISX16 on my first nighttime jig reel, as opposed to something bigger that I would say. They said thank me later. Paired it with a UC Viper. I have landed 10 fish over 100 pounds. Thank you. Interesting that I had a real guy from up north tell me, I guess that real guy up north maybe is Ken. I don't know.
Maybe.
Not to fish it as a 100-pound rig, and a local shop refused to put 100-pound line on it and stated that the pinion bearing that the reel would fail. Any comments on the suitability of that 100-pound setup would be appreciated.
Well, that wouldn't be Ken then.
That wouldn't be Ken at all.
Ken believes in it, so yeah. I don't know which one, but yeah, it reel definitely works. Like I said, I grabbed a bigger rod and reel when all those fish were coming aboard, and I'm like, it's weird. I got back and told my dad, I go, it actually felt too big, like you didn't need it. He just shakes his head because he thinks of all the old days of 50 wides and
80s
and 80s and stuff like that. But
well, yeah, and it's like I love the Talica 16, especially the new Talica 16. Man, it's like an incredible reel. That to me is like as big as I want to fish. But then you jump to the 20 at night.
Right.
That's a pretty darn good reel too, especially with the new
new
Talica.
And it's proven.
They're proven.
And
but you don't need as big a reel anymore because they're so powerful and smooth, right?
Yeah, and I don't know where the gentleman got it about the pinion gears.
No.
I have never seen a pinion gear in any reel in the 30 years that I've been doing it that is made out of stainless, like basically most of the manufacturers are using, ever have a problem.
Yeah.
You only have a 4 or 5 inch, 3 inch lever arm that you're pushing with. You're not going to break it.
Yeah.
If there's anybody in this world that I'm going to trust with reels, it would be you. And I trust that statement.
Yeah, I'm talking about all the quality reels that are made here in the United States and overseas, the ones that are brought in. They all use in the last 10 years have gone to really, really quality materials that you just don't have a problem with.
Yeah, big difference.
The strength of them. Yeah.
No more plastic, huh?
Yeah. Or brass pinion gears and stuff like that.
Those are where the issues started happening, right?
Yeah. But even there's a few men still use a bronze gear, which is still much strength-wise, you're not going to wear out.
Oh, really? A bronze gear? Yeah.
Yeah. Of the quality of bronze that they're using.
Gotcha.
So what happens with it? I mean, just from a layman like myself and this kind of gear, does the gearing chip off? Does it wear down?
No, you can break a tooth. You can literally break
in brass.
In a brass or a not a quality material, but the quality manufactured reels. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that are the oddball names that you see getting online and stuff like that, but of your brand name reels.
Gotcha.
They just don't have that problem.
And then what happens when a tooth breaks off? Is it just a total skip
or jam up,
or jam it up, But I've never seen it not in quality reels.
Right.
I mean, Cory could take one of his tiny little reels and go fish big bluefin with it.
Yeah. Well, hey, don't laugh.
A Tranx 150.
I actually with a 300.
300, yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. Right,
I
there you
mean, not bluefin.
I've seen him. I've seen him catch a
nice
big yellowfin
yellowfin.
on a Tranks 300.
Oh,
yeah,
That was on the, on the 300.
on a
popper
300. Yeah,
And to the boat like right now.
yeah, exactly. Well, let's jump into the phones, Corey. You want to get through? JP is standing by 213-432-1090.
And Dan calling from West Covina. Good morning, Dan.
Hey, good morning, Corey, Pete, and good morning to everybody. I just wanted to give Eric and Chala, throw them a question their way about 3-speed reels, and I've seen them in action like on the Pacific Dawn when a buddy of mine was battling a bluefin off the kite, and I could see the purpose of it, but I don't really see the popularity of it. Is it more of a specialized type of reel that like the Captain Lasleys of the world use on the Bad Company, or how, is it gonna get mainstream eventually?
Actually, most of the 3-speed reels are the AVETs, and they're a very good reel.
Yeah.
Especially on the kite, it is a very good choice because you have that really high speed to get your line in or to catch up your fish. Then you can shift into second or your lowest low gear. The only problem that I've ever heard of people is they're not sure sometimes what gear they're in. Okay. And it may take, but we've worked on quite a few of them for customers, and the average guy who has one loves them. Occasionally one doesn't because he says, I just don't need all those gears. But at the same time, I can definitely see the use, especially on a kite, where you're trying to get that line in, fighting a bigger fish on the very high speed that they have on the 3-speed is not the place to be. But you have that second gear, which is kind of in the middle, and then the low gear. We have had a couple customers that, well, gee, I want my 2-to-1 second gear to be 2.5-to-1 or this or that. The manufacturer tries to make a reel that matches all the customers, not just individual people. But the 3-speed, I can definitely see the use of it in certain situations.
Are you able to work on?
Oh yeah,
those,
they work very well. Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
How do you shift on a 3-speed reel?
That's one of the things that sometimes when you shift it, you can go from high all the way into low if everything is lined up inside. And so you're not sure that if you're in second gear until you turn the handle, or you look at the button. The button, when it's in high gear, it's all the way out. You can see it. And once you get used to looking and watching where you're at, sometimes if you say you want to go from low, the real low, all the way up to high because fish is running at you, you shift it and it stops in the middle gear. So therefore you got to shift it again. But these are things, if I tell people, whether it's a 2-speed reel or a 3-speed reel, practice shifting your reel. Practice it. So it's one of those things that you can do in a split second so that you can go from low to your high. Gotcha. So that you can get up there, catch up on that line, and you have to anticipate what that fish is doing. You can kind of feel it there. I don't have the pressure. This thing's turning and running at me. Get into high then so that you can keep up with your line. If he doesn't, he goes the other way, no sweat. You can shift on back down, but practice learning how to shift and anticipate what your fish is trying to do.
Good advice for sure.
Great advice. All right. Hey, we're going to be right back with more of that great advice. And Dan, thank you for the call. And if you do want to join us, 213-432-1090, giving away those 2 cool prizes, $100 certificate to Cal's Custom Reels and $100 to Seawold.com. We're going to be right back. More with the boys when we return on Let's Talk Hookup app and that Sports Grid Radio Network.
Offshore fishing is on. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. For bluefin, tuna, and yellowtail, nothing beats the Shimano Talica, the pinnacle of lever drag 2-speed reels. Shimano's Speedmaster 2 is also an extremely durable, high-performance lever drag reel for the more budget-minded angler. Both the Talica and Speedmaster 2 feature Shimano's Hagani body to prevent misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest of load. For all your Shimano, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing offers half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the Liberty. Many trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at royalstarsportfishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Captain Jamie Tennis from Season Sport Fishing here. For the past few seasons, a dart-styled metal jig has come into play in a big way for tuna offshore or even rockfish down deep. AFCO's crossbreed jig has quickly become the go-to for many since it came onto the market. AFCO's crossbreed jig is good to go right out of the package with a 4X treble hook, heavy-duty split rings, West Coast colors, and sizes 60 gram to 120 gram. Pick one up today at your local tackle store or learn more on AFCO.com.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, and man, we're having so much fun in studio and in the world headquarters with Pete and
thanks for being here, Cory.
Yeah.
And get well, Rick. He says he's feeling
know
better,
it.
so it was voice issues, and voice issues when you're on the radio don't work.
No, not a good mix.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
the sun is shining, and
The sun's
hopefully it feels
shining.
better.
It'll clear it all out for sure. Well, time for the catch report.
It is, and it's brought to us by Gamakatsu, and it's not all just about the hooks. There's so much more, including the new Gamakatsu fillet knives. Once you try one, you'll always want more, and the new tools that are very special, including the Gamakatsu braid scissors. They're made with
Things are so
ceramic
cool.
ceramic blades. I know. When I heard this, I wanted a pair so bad. I'll get one eventually. And they'll never rust. See your local dealer or check Gamakatsu. And I know both Ricks, we're talking about getting them in the Fisherman's Landing.
Yeah,
Rick Carr
for sure.
and Rick Matson.
They're getting them for sure. Yeah,
We got the man on hold here.
We do. Yeah, Captain Brian Willie, Dana War Sport Fishing. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, good morning, guys. Getting stuff in there this morning.
Yes, indeed. Everybody wants a good reel, right? That works.
That's it. No 3-speed reels for our program, though.
No.
Not for what
Even
we're
that
doing.
deep
But, hey,
cotton? What about the deep cotton?
yeah, I mean, those guys are using that scaled down, like, small reels, just Cory style fishing, man.
I like
it. Yep.
Talking my language.
That's it, man. So a good week for us this week. Water temps 57, 58, kind of depending on time of day, current, and all that kind of stuff. But the half-day fishing has been, for that kind of water, it's been pretty good. Our live anchovies have certainly helped with the action side of the equation there in that cooler water. But the anglers targeting the sheephead have had some really good opportunities at that fish. That fish loves this cooler water, especially with all that lobster gear soaking. Baits like the shrimp and the clam have been the jam for those guys fishing that sheephead. A halibut or two here or there, whitefish, sculpin. So it's all kind of in play. Fishing for bites for sure, capitalizing on opportunities. So, it's not just to cast the bait out and get a bite. You actually have to kind of work out a little bit. But it's been productive for the guys that put the time in and scale down their tackle, line size, smaller hooks, that kind of stuff. Just you got to play the game in the cooler water for sure. 3/4 day for us right now. It's all been, like you were saying, that deep water rock cod. It's been good fishing for us. We're fishing like 90 to 130 fathoms, so it's been deep. But solid mixed bags of fish by the end of the day for our guys. The anglers fishing the 16-ounce sinker had no problem getting to the bottom this week with the baits. Those anchovies did well. There's not a rockfish out there that won't eat an anchovy. So plenty of action on that. Good quality on the 14-mile bank out there as well. But again, gosh, those guys fishing the jig, it's like we see more and more guys every week, coming out with the smaller tackle setups and that presentation with those jigs, with that lighter braid, smaller rods, smaller reels. The 250 to 400 gram jigs have been seeing excellent results out there. We have had to remind guys, hey, 2 hooks when you're targeting cod. Guys are pulling their bluefin jigs out of their bags, having to, take their split ring pliers out and take a couple hooks off. So keep that in mind if you're on your own boat for sure. Just remember, it's 2 hooks no matter what. You can have an assist hook and a treble hook. That's totally legal and fine. There's no more than 2 hooks. But we'll definitely ride this rockfish out, until the calendar puts a stop to it. But it's been very good. Pick your days, watch the weather. I will tell our guys, midweek days have had a little bit lighter loads. So, that's a good little tidbit of info there. We've been getting out with anywhere from, 15 to 25 guys. So just kind of depends on the day of the week. And then finally here, our halibut derby kicks off January 1st. We're stoked to get that back and rolling. Just a reminder, we do have the drift trips. Those are on Fridays. That first one will be scheduled for, I believe it's January 3rd. And then you can also buy in on any open party half day or 3/4 day. You can buy that halibut derby ticket in the office and get entered in on that. So something to stay tuned for on that. We've got great sponsors, and as is the case with our derbies and tournaments, big chunks of the proceeds there will go to CCA Cal to help them keep pushing what they do for all of us. So that's kind of it in a nutshell for us.
Always doing such cool stuff, Brian. I mean, such good family stuff and just creative, from the largest calico kept or, released, and prizes for that during the year. And now the halibut derby, and just always super family, fun, friendly.
Yep. Dana Ware Sport Fishing.
Something relevant and something going to get people out for sure. So give the landing a call, make a reservation for sure. Our number 949-496-5794. And of course, you can hit us on the web at danawharf.com.
Oh, that's good stuff. I bet you there's some good gift ideas from the landing too, right?
Totally. Yeah, we got 25% off these super packs on tickets. So you can buy up to 10 half day or 3/4 day tickets right now at 25% off.
Sweet.
You can do that online or stop in the office. And I know they're selling articles of clothing and stuff like that too, having a sale in our office as well. So stop on in and get some of those last minute deals.
Great idea, Brian. Well, appreciate the report. Look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Thanks.
Now
Thanks. Let's go find out what's going on in the surf.
My favorite,
Your buddy,
right? Gundy.
Yeah.
The
What's
man.
up, Gundy?
Happy holidays.
Hey,
Same to you, Gundy.
You too.
Yeah, it is holiday type report. A lot of guys out shopping, so we didn't have a whole bunch of guys beating the path, but still the same thing holds up. Pretty decent barred perch fishing, especially on that northern front, Oxnard, Ventura. And then the guys are still picking away at the halibut, mostly at the harbor mouths and the deeper channels, the jetties, accessing the harbor mouths. That seems to be the better spot, and it seems to be the live bait or the cut bait. We had a few fish on cut bait this week, so that's something to pay attention. Hook, line, sinker reported, 4 to 6 inch average on the barred perch. A few kickers, they checked in a 12-inch fish. Grubs, gulp, mussel, lugworms, all that stuff working. Wiley's reported scratch fishing for a mix of barred perch, shiner perch, a few sargo, sheephead in the mix, that winter type catch. They did have a 10-pound halibut taken off the point there of the old chart house, and that was on a flash minnow. Big fish reported. Small perch on the beaches, but a few legal halibut in and around the harbor mouths. Live smelt working for those guys up there. Catch 'em Tackle reported a 32-inch halibut taken off the Balboa jetty, and that's fishing the mouth of Newport Harbor there, and that was taken on cut anchovy. And then Pacific Coast also reported a handful of 30-inch class halibut taken at the mouth of Carlsbad Lagoon. In the lagoon, Mission Bay, a few fish, cut bait, live smelt is doing it. So kind of the same setup. You know, if you're willing to put in the time, you're probably going to get a bite from a halibut if you're working at it.
No, that's definitely good times, man. A little bit of
Yeah.
halibut this time of the year. Bring it on.
Gotta love it. Yeah, for sure. Gundy Gunderson, surf guru extraordinaire. Thanks a lot for that, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, squeeze out of the house. Tell the wife you gotta fish.
Gotta fish,
I like
especially
it.
as the weather improves this week. Another
Yeah.
beautiful week of weather. We need some
All right,
rain,
guys, have a
but
good
you know
week,
what?
man.
Get it while we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Gundy, appreciate that very much. And that wraps up our catch report, right, Corey?
It is, and it's brought to us by the 2025 CCA sport fishing calendar Bill Varney has, and it's out in the shops now and at all the landings, all the shops. You can also get it from surffishingtackle.com, and all the cool photos, and it's got all the important dates on it, and
Great tide chart.
oh, everything. I love it. I
Surf Fish
love
Tackle.
it.
He's almost sold out.
Is
So
he?
get it. Yes. So
Whoa.
get it while you can. Great Christmas gift. Great stocking stuffer.
Surf fishing tackle.
Surffish Tackle.
Surf fish tackle. Thank you.
Surffishtackle.com.
We
All
just
right.
got to say it 3 more times.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, I have a great text here from Brian in Fountain Valley. I've been fishing for close to 20 years, but I've never thought I needed a custom service done on my reel. I never even thought I needed service on my reel until I sent it to Cal. But maybe I do. Yeah, you do, because that's why when I sent it. I'm with you, Brian. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, some of us don't. But he says, but maybe I do. So how do I know when I should start thinking about getting my reels customized by someone like Cal?
When I was going to say it was when Rick's in here, he always says it's a dirty trick. Like you don't think you need it,
Yeah.
but once you've got one done, you were like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? I didn't
It's a
know.
different- it's a different
It's
product.
different. It's smoother. You know, typically they'll spin better. Everything else like that, but what the blueprinting is doing, it's custom building the drag for how you want to fish.
Mm-hmm.
You might have 3 different people and they all fish it completely different. One heavy, one light, one somewhere in the middle. And it's building the drag so that it has the correct range so it'll fish the way that you want.
Now, you buy a Shimano Talica out of the box, it's going to fish great.
Yes.
Bottom line, it's going to fish great. But
All of them
if
do.
you want a little fine tune, a little like customizing a car, right? You want a little.
You can buy a
pinstripe, or
Mustang.
You want to,
Or you can buy a Celine Mustang. Or
Yeah.
you can buy a
Right.
Shelby Mustang. Big difference in price. Big difference in performance.
Right.
Honestly, our blueprint cost is, yes, more than a service, but it's not that much more than a service.
So let me ask you. So if somebody sends it in just to get service, which you should do, right? And you guys just do general service on reel.
Only after it's been blueprinted.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the first time through, we do the blueprinting. That's where
Okay.
we do the
That's-
cam and the stainless plate, all the other stuff throughout the
And
reel.
so what do you do? What is a blueprint service?
Custom building a reel to match your requirements.
Okay, but what do you do? What physically?
We
what do you do
physically
within
we strip the reel all the way down. Basically, take almost every screw, if not every screw, out of it, clean and lube all that. Then we machine the cams and the stainless plates in there, getting them running true to the bearing bores, so that we get that little extra out of it, so that it gets a little, on most reels. You will get a little more drag with a little less pressure. The least, when you reduce the pressure inside the reel, it makes it turn a little easier. Now, our biggest problem is we get guys who want to push a reel so far, and then they wonder, why does it turn hard? Well, yeah, you're triple the amount of drag that you're supposed to be fishing on this reel. I mean, we have one customer with Fathom 40s right now that he sets his drag by taking it up to the edge of free spool and then backing it off a little bit. Well, why don't they all work Why don't they all work the same? Well, sometimes you get one that we get a Fathom 40 that at strike, we get 35 pounds of drag out of it. The next one only may be 25, or we guarantee 20. Set it at 20, they all basically work the same.
Okay.
But it's so that we get that little extra out of your reel. They're all different. They're machined parts. There's different springs inside work differently. You can take one spring and it does a little more than another spring. So we try to match all this out so it fishes the way you want it to fish, not the way the factory decided it was supposed to fish.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's say somebody like Brian says, you know what? I don't need the fancy. I don't need the fancy car, right? I don't need the fancy things. Why should somebody have their reel serviced?
Okay, their service, yes, and straight service. If you want your reel straight serviced, don't need any of that machining. Take it to Ken. He does a beautiful
Ken's
job.
fantastic.
Or excuse me, Wes does a beautiful job.
or take it down to Fisherman's Landing or Dana Landing.
Any one
has
of the
a great
places
service. Any one of the good service guys.
companies. Yes.
Dana Landing has great guys.
Yes.
I know Fisherman's Landing has great guys. All the good quality tackle shops have good reel service guys.
Yeah, good
but,
reel
but,
service.
But the point is, why would I want to? I mean, my reels sit there and I wash them, and stuff. It's like it seemed fine. Why should you reservice your reel?
Well,
because you look at a lot of insides of reels.
Oh,
that's why I asked.
yeah. The first thing, yes, they do need to be lubed. Bearings need to be right now, especially with the bluefin. Now, most of our stuff is heavy deep sea, not local surf stuff.
Right.
The jigging nowadays, that absolutely brings a huge amount of water inside the reel. So reels are going through bearings because the water's getting in there. And
so your bearing may be going down and you don't even know.
You don't even know it. You put it away, it was fine. It had water in it and it turned free.
Yeah.
And that water sat in there for 6 months and froze the bearing up.
What percentage of reels do you open up that have bearing issues, Eric?
30%.
30%?
Yeah, I would say, at least,
30%.
and it's not,
and you wouldn't even know it on the outside.
So yeah,
right?
I was going to say, if people pull up the archives, we talked about it last time Wes and I were here, and it's not one brand or anything else like that. It's physically of how we're fishing here on the West Coast, pulling up so much water on the braid and everything else, and we've tried from going with an expensive bearing to just replacing them all the time, and it's every brand. It's every brand that we're replacing them in. Yeah.
You think about it. You're going down 400 to 500 feet, and you're bringing that water up on the line every single darn drops. And
Mono,
it's just
you used to go through your fingers, and the bottle would just come right. The water would come off.
Right.
That's
now you don't hold Spectra that tight to squeeze the water out, and it's porous because it's a thread.
Yeah.
And if you'll notice when you're doing that, your shirt is soaking wet when you're doing it right.
Incredible stuff.
And you're only
Cal.
getting part of that water.
Yes.
Hold that thought.
The rest of it's
We're going to be right back. We're taking a top of the hour break. Such great information. And you want to join us, 213-432-1090. We're going to be right back on the Let's Talk Hookup app and that Sports Grid Radio Network.
Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena is the place to fill up your car, truck, and boat with the lowest gas and diesel prices. Did you know Summit is also the place to get the lowest prices on gourmet ice and snacks for your trip? $3.99 for 25 pounds of ice, as many as you want. That's half the price of others. Plus, you get 100 pounds of ice free with a 30-gallon fill. Kirkland products at lower prices than the store that makes them, plus dozens of great snacks for just 89 cents. They can now accommodate 24 cars and trucks to fuel at the same time, plus 12 diesel pumps, easy in and outs too. Step into the Summit Bistro and enjoy what Martha and her crew have for you. Fresh made burritos, sandwiches, salad, along with beer, beverages, and of course, always free ice. Summit Gasoline low prices, friendly staff, free ice, and easy in and out with your boat and trailer at the San Diego Sports Arena. Great fishing is what Seaforth Sports Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, Elgato Doe, Pride, Polaris Supreme, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Sports Grid Radio Network is the premier audio streaming channel dedicated to serving the massive sports wagering and fantasy audience. Found on the Sports Grid app and SiriusXM. Sports Grid's real-time data transforms viewers into informed sports enthusiasts. Get the best in-game live coverage during all the games, as well as the most in-depth pre-game previews from hosts like Scott Farrell, Donnie Rightside, Ben Stevens, Gabe Morency, and many more. To find out where you can listen to Sports Grid, go to sportsgridradio.com. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
Wait, a 40-pound white sea bass off an inflatable Hobie kayak? Tell me about that.
I'm Logan from Fastlane Kayaks on Mission Bay, and the whole story began when Ron Lane lent my parents some Hobie Mirage iTrex to put on their boat and take out to Catalina Island. That's when I borrowed the iTrek 11, threw it in my car, and drove down to Baja for a fishing and camping trip. Ended up landing a bucket list 40-pound white sea bass on the flake.
Dang, that sounds even better than our Mammoth trip. And we packed up the kayaks in the car, snowboarded all morning, then drove down to the lakes, launched the iTrex, and fished for trout all afternoon.
Honestly, the iTrek inflatables are the ultimate fishing platform. From trout in the Sierras, calicos at Catalina, and white sea bass in the Sea of Cortez, they can do it all.
And we've documented all these trips, so check out Fastlane Kayaks on Instagram to see more. And if you think you want a kayak, but you're on the fence, come down to our shop. We're right on Mission Bay, and we would be happy to throw one in the water and let you give it a try. So call Fastlane Kayaks to schedule a demo today.
And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best, Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock God Rick Mexa, and Cory Sanden.
And welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Sports Grid Radio Network, 1090 AM, and of course, YouTube and Facebook Live. Pete Gray here with Cory Sanden. Rock God is out a little ill today, but thanks to him and Cory for manning the fort for me last Sunday and yesterday, so I go out and
field research.
Get a little do a little field. Well, it was a different kind of field research, right? Down having fun down in Mexico. For
Still
sure.
in touch with the ocean.
It's got to be in. You know what? Ron Lane says it. He calls surfing the fountain of youth, and it truly is. And I hope I can do it. You know, I'm 69 now. He's 73.
Incredible.
He's turning 73. In fact, tomorrow. I think. Happy birthday, Ron.
Wow,
happy birthday, Ron. But I hope I can continue to do it for a long time because it truly is a great feeling to be able to still be able to get out there.
Well, that's beautiful.
With the younger people, right?
Right?
Yeah, for sure. And but boy, we have great guests here and having a good time.
We are, and having Cal and Eric Sheets in here from Cal's Custom Reels. A lot of fun, and you know, I'm not the big fish dude, right? But listen to all this and all the cool stories, and from the Azores to the Player Supreme and the reel maintenance and everything is all so interesting. If you want to join us, a couple ways to do it. As always, you can text us via the app, and comes to us. And both Pete and I will get that. Or you can call us, 213-432-1090, giving away 2 cool prizes, a $100 certificate for Cal's Custom Service. And the second one, very, very different to Let's Talk Hookup and really cool, $100 certificate to Michael Seawald's gallery at seawald.com. And just a really cool thing. And he's got all the photos on there and 120 different photos you can choose from. And it's a $100 certificate going to that. And can't wait to get home and check that out. It's seawald.com.
Super cool website and beautiful photography from all over the world.
And I'll spell it just in case. It's C like the ocean and WALD.com. All one word. Seawald.
Check it out. Super cool guy and very big Let's Talk Hookup fan. And he just said, hey, I want to do, you guys have entertained me over the years. He said, I want to do something for your listeners and you guys. And so thanks, Mike. Appreciate that.
He's a nice guy.
Michael Seawald. Definitely. Well, let's jump back in the phones, Cory.
Let's do it. How about John? John calling from San Diego. Appreciate you joining us on Let's Talk Hookup this morning, John.
Good morning, guys. Wanted to hear about a recommendation that you guys might have for bearing oil or a brand of real grease.
Oh, you're asking the right guys.
Well, the bearing oil, we do use a bearing oil that a manufacturer makes just for me to put into the bearings. The grease, yes, we feel that our Cal's grease is an extremely good grease for heavy duty fishing. We do make 2, it's not brands, but 2 viscosities. One is the tan, which is 90% of it, but we do have our purple, which is a much lighter viscosity for the smaller reels, stuff like that. They're both the same actual materials, just different viscosity. And we've had very, very good luck with it. We have
It's good stuff.
We have several major manufacturers who do use it, and it's actually distributed all over the world for us now.
Now, where do you get it? Can you buy it at tackle stores?
A lot of tackle stores have it online, though. Smooth Drag, or go on our website. Eric has it. All the different.
I have links
dealers.
to all the different people that have it there.
Okay.
And, Kuma sells it and several different.
What's your website?
Cals2speed.com.
Cals two with number 2.
Yes, the number 2.
The number 2 speed.com.
Which was the original name?
I know,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you got that, you kind of have to stay with it.
Kind of, sort of.
So what about oil? I mean, do you recommend an oil?
I really don't have a particular brand of oil. Any one of your good oils in your bearings, it will do what you want to do. The grease, you can put grease in your load bearings, but not in your spool bearings. You do want to use the oil in your spool bearings.
Okay, so I don't grease anything except the tranks. I put a little drop of the oil in the little knob
Pete,
or something like that.
I take a light oil. I
Yeah.
open them up before every trip.
Yeah.
And I put.
You've already lost Pete when you said you opened them up.
Yeah,
I know.
Open 'em up.
Yes.
Open up what?
And I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
Yeah.
But I
Open
put
up the little tightening knob.
I do is take the spool out a little bit. A couple drops of oil. But I don't take it out all the way.
Okay.
I run it down the shaft to go to that bearing. I run it.
So do you run grease or oil?
Oil.
Okay.
And
so you run oil on that. So on the shaft.
Well,
the shaft.
And
what he's
my
doing-
small little reel.
In his small reels, just
Yeah.
a little bit of oil. You don't really, as long as you have a little bit of lubrication on your gears, that's all you need. Especially if he's doing it a lot, he can.
You
use
can
a much-
over lube it, right?
Well, if
over
you can,
oil it.
No, not over oil it, because the oil's just going to throw out and run out.
Okay.
So yes, if you get too much in there, you'll feel it coming out all over, and you have to wipe it off.
But surf fishing,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
mandatory.
It's yes. In fact, we do have a lot of guys back east that do the wading
Striper
fishing,
and-
stuff like that, where they say their reels down in the water as much as anything when
Yeah.
they stuff like. So they do, but they do know that when they get done with every trip, they come back and they strip them apart and clean them because things are going to corrode. I mean, stainless is stainless.
Thank
not
you.
stain proof.
Like weedless, you just snag less.
Yes.
Snag less. Yeah.
Weedless.
But oil in your smaller reels is probably all you need because a little
Take the
drop
side
of-
plate off.
and you could even lube your gears a little bit with oil. Your bearings will hold up a lot longer if you do lube them. But it's
what do you use grease
on the gears and all that, and on the drags.
Okay. So how do you
Those
apply?
drags.
How if somebody wants to do that? How do they
Very
apply
lightly
the
with a
grease?
brush on the drag washers. The biggest problem with greasing drag washers is that if you do not clean them first and you take and put new grease on top of the older grease that's now become contaminated with the carbon, most reels are carbon fiber drag material, that carbon fiber will wear off, break off in little teeny pieces.
Create almost a dust in it. I can
Well,
almost
yes, but you
imagine.
have grease. So now you put fresh grease in there, and now you have a lapping compound, and it wears everything much faster. If you're going to lube your drags, which we highly recommend, take them out and clean them really good. You can use brake fluid, brake cleaner, any kind of thing, and then dry them, let them dry good, stuff like that, and then re-grease them. They'll last a lot longer.
And how do you grease them?
Just take a little brush, finger, anything. Just rub it on your drags and rub it and let it in.
Rub it in?
Rub it in. You're actually maybe even a little better to do it one night and put them in the next morning so it has a chance to soak in a little bit, because an oil it has a base and a grease is a base and an oil combination. So a little bit of that oil will soak inside. Then you can put a little bit more on the outside. If you over grease it, all it will do is shove it, squeeze it out anyway. As long as it doesn't get into any of the areas where it slows your spool down.
But is this stuff that you offer in your servicing though?
Oh, I do it on every reel.
Yeah, right.
So
So
when we get a reel in,
Pete, why not just send them in?
Absolutely.
we take the drag washer off. I have a biodegradable degreasing tank that I actually soak them in and wash them. so that they are really
Done
clean.
properly.
And then we actually take the drag washer after it's cleaned, and we put it in an oven and heat it up to make sure we get rid of everything.
Oh.
Then we lube them.
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure. Well, hey, Mike Lum's on the line. Good morning, Mike.
Mikey.
Just what a great trip it sounded like you guys had last week. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, Mike, for doing a great show yesterday and doing all the good things to take kids fishing with you and Frank.
We had a fun time doing the show. Appreciate you having us in. I wanted to remind everybody that Tim Baker stayed very busy yesterday selling raffle tickets, and I'd like to keep him busy the rest of today. We still have the edition Rollo knife that we're giving away when people buy 15 of the annual grand raffle tickets, which has a long list of some fabulous prizes on it. You buy 15 of those tickets, and when Tim sends out that information to you, he'll send you one of those Kershaw knives. And they're going well. Guys seem to like them. Just want to remind everybody that they can call Tim at 951-264-7382 or send him an email, win@rollokids.org. He just needs a name and telephone number, and he'll get back to you and get you the tickets that you want. Also want to remind you that we're getting at the end of the year here. Friends of Rollo is a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization, and any donation is tax deductible. So if you want to get involved in that, please go to our website at rollokids.org, and all the information's right there under the donation link. But if you'll give Tim a call, 951-264-7382. Get yourself one of these nice Kershaw knives and 15 of the grand raffle tickets.
Yeah, and you've got a good point. You had a good year, you made some money, you need a little tax relief. 501c3 corporation, make a donation, just a straight donation to Rollo to take more kids fishing. So you make $1,000 donation to Rollo, how many kids are you going to take fishing?
Well, you're at $75 now per kid. And so what I was thinking was on this knife promotion, if you buy into this, you're funding 2 more kids to go on trips. So kind of look at it that way. But it's $75 per kid, and that is an average over the course of the year. So it's not hard to figure out how much we got to raise to keep all these kids out on their first ocean fishing trip.
Do it now and let Uncle Sam pay for part of it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, so again, the special deal, limited edition Kershaw Rollo logo knife,
which is badass.
It's I have one right here. They're really super cool.
So cool.
Yeah. And so you buy 15 raffle tickets, $150, right?
Yes.
And you not only get in for all the raffle prizes, but you also get this limited edition knife. So how do we do it? Once again, give us Tim's information.
Well, you called 951-47382. And if Tim doesn't pick up, just leave your name and telephone number. Please do it slowly and clearly so he can get back to you. Or send him an email, win@rollokids.org. And again, just a name and phone number is all he needs, and he'll know to call you back, and he'll get you the tickets that you want. And we had guys yesterday buying multiples of this, so they're using the knives obviously to give away as Christmas gifts, and some of the guys giving away raffle tickets as Christmas gifts. And like I regularly say, the kids win with every single ticket we sell.
Absolutely. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming down. Appreciate your hard work to take kids fishing. No nobler cause than that, in my opinion, for sure. Hey, thanks a lot, Mike. We'll talk to you real soon. Cory, you have a good text, huh?
Yes, I do. And something I wanted to mention that we talked about yesterday, Pete, was really cool. And Mike mentioned it. If you have a reel and you're like, I could sell it on eBay. Mike mentioned this yesterday, and it's, it might be worth $300 or $400, and you are more interested in the financial value. He mentioned take it into Rick at Fisherman's Landing, and he'll write you a legit receipt for what it's worth, so you can write that off.
Write that off,
right? So there's another way
it's
to do
a donation.
Yeah.
501c3.
There it
you go.
is.
You have a couple reels laying around. You might want to.
Oh, I got a lot of reels laying around.
Yeah, we all do, right?
Oh.
So what a great deal! It's the end of the year. Tax people thinking about taxes.
I was just thinking of
Do it now.
another way to do it, and that'll go to their
the used tackle sale.
The used tackle sale, which is at Day at the Docks.
Day at the Docks, yeah.
So the text, here it is, and I saw this from at least a dozen people, and they want to know all about the Azores. Good morning. Can you have Eric and Cal speak on the invited Anthony trip on the Bad Company to fish for giant marlin at the Azores? What a trip! And this particular one came from Tommy P, but there was a bunch of them.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
We talked about it earlier.
We talked about it earlier.
Tommy P must have been
everything
sleeping
else.
in or something.
I know.
We stayed on their 150. That's where their accommodations.
That's the little
were.
boat, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
they have the 142 or 146.
Which is the new one?
The new one is the 175.
175. Yeah.
But the accommodations were absolutely fantastic. The crew, it was fantastic. I mean, they literally, as soon as you were on the boat, if you hadn't met them, they came right up to you, introduced themselves to you, asked you if you needed anything immediately. One of the things it was with me, it was very nice because I do not have great balance anymore at my age. And it was just a plank that you walked on and off the boat with. The skipper of the big boat saw me a little worried coming on, and he came right down, stood on the plank, put your arm on my shoulder, boom, walked on. He was there every morning and every night to make sure I could get on and off the boat comfortably.
Nice.
We fished on we had meals every day. We had a breakfast every day, and then there was lunches on the boat, and then we had dinner every night on the 150. We would go out in the morning at around 7 o'clock. Anthony was the fisherman. We had quite a few strikes during the different days, but the fish were not aggressive this year. They said it was just, they would meter them. They just didn't want to come
full.
up. Yeah, and the water temperature was 4 to 5 degrees.
Was up about 4 degrees, yeah, this year.
And so they're
higher or lower?
Higher. So that's why they thought. So we ended up, we were out from 7 o'clock in the morning till we got in as late as 8 o'clock in the evening. But when we would get in, we'd go over to the big boat, walk onto the big boat, and there was 2 young ladies there. One had a tray of cold, wet towels to wipe herself off, and the other one had a tray of the cocktail of the day. And so you would sit down with Anthony. They had little wood chairs and a little wood stool there, the table there, and there were hot hors d'oeuvres to have.
Wow.
And
I thought the RP was luxurious.
And then we'd go get our shower and then meet for dinner. It was very exciting.
What?
And good.
I want to know what you guys trolled. Like what?
They troll huge lures. It's all trolling.
Like how huge?
Like pusher heads or like that kind of?
I saw a head that I would say was 4 inches in diameter.
Holy mackerel.
And
that creates some
6 or
commotion.
8 inches long.
Wow.
The head.
Yeah.
The whole thing was 18 inches long.
Wow.
They had stuff like that. And they had some little bit smaller, but most of the time they were big.
Wow.
And the one day, in fact, it was the last day of fishing. We only had about 2 hours left. We got a hookup, and I'm glad that I did not get up out of the couch where I was really quick, because Anthony is out that door so fast.
He knocked you right over.
And the crew knew exactly what to do. The rod that was being bit, they didn't touch. Anthony takes his own rod out of the holder, gets himself into the chair, gets himself strapped in, and once he gets strapped in, he really sets that hook hard. And I'm going to say he was probably right off the bat in the 40 to 50 pounds of drag range.
Man.
Right off the bat.
Wow.
I didn't watch the lever, but I do know as soon as they got it up, within 8 minutes, they had the leader by hand. The fish was still pretty hot.
And these are all blue marlin.
These are all blue marlin.
Yeah.
The fish was pretty hot. Pulled the line out of the crew member let the line go because it was still not
still hot.
And I looked down then, and Anthony was at full.
He was pegged at full, which is 76 pounds of drag.
Oh,
right.
And he's
Crazy.
lifted. He's literally lifted out of the chair. So he's standing up. And that was what we were there to try to see how he
is he strapped into the chair?
Yeah, he's got a harness,
Yeah.
and then they got to
Attached
strap
to the chair.
so
Otherwise,
they-
he might have been yanked right over the side.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he's up, standing up, and this was what we were there to try to see. I looked over because he said he had to, the way he fishes, he has to keep moving his right leg every time the handle gets down there so he can turn the handle. And we were thinking about moving the handle one direction so it would get back to him closer. But then as soon as I saw what the problem really was,
The second we both saw it, we were
we
like,
said,
"Oh my gosh, we're going the wrong
we
way."
would go the wrong way.
rotated it the opposite way,
And
counterclockwise, and it actually
raised the handle up 2 inches.
It solved the problem.
And he now can stand up with both legs, doesn't have to spread his right leg out so he can keep, and he literally is standing up and he clears his leg with the handle now.
Wow.
So
Because you customized the reel.
We're now, he did one that they tested in Madagascar, and I guess he caught quite a few fish on it. He said solved all that problem.
Yeah.
We just, Lasley just picked up 5 more yesterday that we've rotated, and we're
You
going to
customize all this stuff for him.
Yeah. there's
So he
somewhere
wanted you
around-
on the boat to really
See
what his
that's
problem
what we wanted
was.
to see is how it's working.
Well,
Now,
that's a nice invitation.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, from my point of view, here was what I did for several days too. I just sat up top, and can you imagine the teacher of me just sitting with Steve Lasley, and he's showing the meter and how you read this and how you do it. We sat up there and we just talked, and
He's such a
I
great
must have
guy.
been just asking all the questions left and right and everything else like that, and he was amazing.
That guy has spent more time on the water in his life,
Right.
So knowledgeable,
than 10 of us.
Oh yeah.
And he's willing to tell people.
Absolutely. Share it all.
Yeah.
Share it all. Well, hey, let's find out with that fishdope.com report what's going on.
Talk about sharing.
Yeah.
Right. From the realty world, I'm sure you'll share some stuff too. It's Yusuf Husseini with the fishdope.com report, the angler's realtor himself. Good morning.
Yeah, and that report is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get the premier processing experience. Check out the easier online system to book your processing from your local or long-range trip. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. Same-day capacity is unbelievable and unparalleled. Check out their new location in Old Town and Taylor Street, or check fishermansprocessing.com. Make your reservations today on your trip. Good morning, the angler's realtor, Yusuf Husseini.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Great.
Good. Great show. All right. Well, we're getting into full swing winter fishing here. We have squid everywhere. I mean, pretty much every island is covered up. We don't have a ton of info as far as yellowtail, sea bass, or halibut because the weather's been so bad the past few days. Santa Monica, the bite has slowed down on bass, but down south of there near Oceanside, it's really picked up. We do have a good chunk of squid down south here in San Diego, just off of Black's Beach right now, kind of all you can get. And as far as we know, the bite over in La Jolla is still going fairly decent. It's definitely not a banger bite or anything, it's here and there, but go get some squid and hopefully you can get into some of those critters. This past week also, the deeper water rockfish fishing has been better. For sure, there's been some big lings caught down on the 9 Mile bank and a little bit deeper of water, as well as some bigger red rockfish. There is a little bit of a bass bite down near the northwest corner as well. Tuna pretty much have vaporized from the Tanner and the Cortez. We haven't had word in a couple weeks now on anything. Even when we did, it was like 15-pound yellows and 25-pound bluefin. What is still down there is those yellowfin and bluefin that are just north of the Ranger Bank, and apparently it's still really good fishing down there if you can get on a 3+ day boat. You got a good shot at going down, catching some of those bigger bigger tunas in the winter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and
really.
so get on one of the long range boats.
I
And
know
go catch
3
some
day on the
fish.
Polaris Supreme. I mean, they just had close to
Yeah.
90 of those yellowfin.
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
3 day.
And I know there's some after Christmas trips on the Royal Polaris, the Shogun, and maybe the Polaris
Coming up.
Supreme that have space available. That's the place to go, right, Yosef?
That is, man. We don't have this this close of fishing really in the winter that's this good. You know, it's
exactly
a good time to go. If you're going to jump on a semi long range boat, now's the time.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, what's going on in the realty end of the year? People need to buy property. What do you think?
It's starting to happen. Yeah, it's getting a little bit better. It's picking up for sure. We've had for the second year in a row kind of our normal season, which we didn't have for years and years and years. You know, you get a little more inventory, things start going back to normal, and people start making decisions again instead of reactions. And I think that's just what's happening. You know, we'll get back to a normal market here, and things will move slowly, and people can actually buy houses and not, you know, chase them down the road when the rates get low.
There you go. All right. And how do we get a hold of if we want more information on all that?
You can get me on my cell phone, 619-277-2169. You can also get me on social media at Cal Realty. And you can get me on my website at SoCalHomeEval.com, and that'll get you a home evaluation just by typing in your address.
That sounds
Perfect.
pretty darn simple.
Yeah. Thanks, Joseph. And we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Don't forget, of course, $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup Now. Lowercase, no space. What a great Christmas gift. Get a Christmas certificate from fishdope.com. Use the code Hookup Now for the new member, and you're in there for a great they'll think of you every day for a year.
You know
How
what,
about that,
Pete?
huh?
If you go fishing with a buddy a few times a year, what
Buy
better
them a
gift?
Fish Dope membership. Yeah,
right? I mean,
for
you're spending more, twice that in fuel.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you just do something nice for your buddy?
Go right to the spot.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, and it's brought to us by Norsk Lithium Batteries, and they're here in Southern California, designed specifically for marine use. Norsk Lithium features prismatic cells for extreme durability, solid connections, and longevity and reliability. The Norsk Guardian Advanced Battery Management System allows you to monitor the health and charging status by using an app on your phone. Norsk also makes a complete line of kayak and electric reel batteries. Make an investment in the best for your boat with Norsk Lithium. Check norsklithium.com or go see the Trolley Motor Doctor or Anglers Marine in both Anaheim and Lakeside down here in San Diego. Norsk Lithium batteries.com.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, we're going to be right back, and Let's Talk Hookup more from Cal and Eric. All this cool stuff when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mind Your 1090 ESPN radio and that
Sports Good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sports
YouTube
Good
and
Radio
Facebook
Network.
Live.
Hey, thank you.
All right.
Gray hair showing.
All right.
The state-of-the-art long-range sport fishing vessel, the Independence, delivers the top quality, comfort, and fishability you look for in a long-range boat. Veteran captains Mark Bizzano and Paul Strasser built this incredible 112-foot vessel with the most modern technology and luxurious comfort available. Once you go on the Independence, you'll be back. Call Independence Sports Fishing at 619-226-6006 or check independencesportfishing.com.
The best just got better. Shimano is proud to introduce the all-new Talica 20A and 25A reels. The Talica series is Shimano's flagship two-speed lever drag reel. It sits at the very pinnacle of the offshore world. The Shimano's Talica success is driven by its durability and spec attributes, allowing the series to differentiate from other lever drag reels within the market. The Talica is built around a cold-forged machined aluminum one-piece frame. The all-new Talica 20A and 25A now boasts Infinity Drive. Infinity Drive employs two drag washers housed in the side of the reel, allowing for an ultra-smooth, powerful drag system, while at the same time increasing winding power under a load as much as 40%. There's also a new lower low gear. If your utmost concern is performance without compromise, Talica 20A and 25A are the reels for you. Available now at your local Shimano dealer. Give your boat the love it deserves and install a custom sea deck kit from Blue Seas Fabrication. Blue Seas is the West Coast's only certified sea deck fabricator and installer. Sea deck upgrades the look and feel of any boat, old or new. Sea deck non-skid decking adds comfort, convenience, safety, and value. Let the experts from Blue Seas Fabrication custom fit your deck, bridge, and interiors with stylish, durable, stain-resistant, and easy-to-clean sea deck. Check BlueSeasFabrication.com and enhance your fishing experience.
I've had the opportunity to fish many places in many different types of water, but never have I fished a place as much fun as Katmai Lodge in Alaska. Hello, my name is Harold Davis, typically fishing in the ocean, but this is an experience that you have to try for yourself. Fish natural rivers with tens of thousands of fish coming up. And they have all the gear: spinning, bait casting, fly rods, kings, silvers, pinks, sockeyes, and my favorite, the chums. Outstanding food, outstanding accommodations, great service. The lodge is located in the beautiful Katmai National Park, filled with amazing wildlife. Brown bears, moose, eagles, otters, and it has spectacular scenery. And also the fact that the lodge is located right on the Alagnak River and your boat is just steps away from your room makes it great. Do yourself a favor. Call Charmel at 1-800-330-0326 or go online, katmai.com. And like Pete says, they will hook you up.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, and having so much fun in studio with these boys.
Yes, indeed.
Cal and Eric from
Yep,
Cal's Custom Reels.
Yeah, and I have a great text here,
Okay.
and it's from Jeff in Huntington Beach. Good morning, guys. Awesome show to show the support of the Sheets family business. I'll be sending a few reels over very soon. Question is for the guys, fine-tuned of any high-speed jigging reels like a Maxell or any other brand. Do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking. That was a discussion off the last trip that I just got off of. I caught a nice big fish, 200 pounds or more, on one of those reels, and it was actually easier than I thought to do it. But it became the discussion of, well, maybe they're going to get a reel or two of theirs in there, so we can look at them and just kind of see if there's something that we can do. At this point we just don't know, and typically we're pretty busy, so we're not taking on a ton of new models or anything else like that. But yeah, I mean, if somebody wanted to send theirs in, and it probably won't be super quick to get it done, but we'll definitely look at it. But now's the time, because
What would you do to it, though?
We don't know. Yeah,
I
haven't gone through it yet. But
Yeah.
you have to look for weak points and everything else like that, and try to see, okay, we got to make it worth a while. We're not just going to work on it just for the heck of it type of thing.
Yeah,
we got to find spots that we can be able to help it.
Yeah. For like the Shimano Osea jigger, like those things are amazing, super powerful, big gears.
Yeah.
They're pretty smooth, but I imagine you could make them even smoother.
Well, also we need the customer's input. That's one of the big things. We need to know, well, can you get it to do this? Or can you do, what? We
a
need
function
input
and purpose.
Yeah, we need input from
Yeah,
them
right.
for what they would like to try to get out of the reel, so that we know what to look for. The customer is the person who is buying the reel, paying for the work. We need to know what he wants out of it, because if we can't get it, we'd prefer telling him, sorry, we just can't do that. And, just get it serviced by a normal service company. But that's the thing. We need to know from them what they're looking for.
You're the creative one. You know how to create and recreate and design and shift stuff around to make things happen, but you have to have the understanding of what the customer
we have to solve
wants to
a
happen.
problem. We
Yes.
don't
Yes.
look for all of that. I mean, that's
Right.
why typically when somebody comes out with a new reel, I swear the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, we're getting the phone calls, emails, everything. Hey, do you already work on that one? Or what's the improvements to that?
Yeah.
And then I usually answer, well, have you fished it? Fish it. Let me know where you think it can be improved, and we'll see if we can do that part of it. Reel may be, brand new and have plenty of drag power, but guess what? It just doesn't spin very good.
Right.
And so that's where we're looking to improve it there. Or, yeah, it spins good and everything else like that, but guess what? Just doesn't quite get enough drag for what somebody's looking for. And so that's where we
That's
go
why
back
you
in
call it Cal's Custom Reel.
Right. for sure.
customized.
That's where the
for
creativity
person.
comes from.
Yeah. Let's jump back in the phones.
Let's do it. How about Jim? Jim Cohn from Morro Bay. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, I love fishing my Shimano Talica 10 2-speed for your, smaller to medium braid yellowfin tuna or bluefin tuna. However, at last trip I was on, we got into some of those bigger 70 to 90 plus yellowfin tuna and pretty much kicked my butt.
Yeah. I understand. You can relate.
You can relate.
I was on my Talica 10 and I was on it for an hour and a half. And the gear ratio is 6-to-1 and 4-to-1. And in low gear, I mean, I got up the surface 3 or 4 times and I just could not get the handle to turn. And one of the captains said, or one of the deckhands said, maybe it's your rod. It's not, doesn't have a backbone. But my question is, so can I get a lower gear on that? And what's the turnaround time to get that service?
Well, right now, we honestly do not make a low gear for that smaller reel. Yes, we do for the Talica 12s and 16s. We do make a low gear, and it is quite helpful. The 10, you're just going undergunned. That's and for us, for you and for us to spend the amount of money it costs.
Love that reel though.
Yeah. Oh, it's a sweet reel.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fishing
if it was
smaller.
like 3-to-1 on the low gear or
Yeah.
something like that, it might make a big difference. But there's just the cost of designing a set of gears and everything else is not cheap.
Yeah.
And so I have to make quite a few sets each time that I make them. And so it just really is not something that enough people ask for. That I can agree with you. I know exactly what you're talking about because I fish a lot of small reels like that.
And
now.
that's pretty much the top end of what that reel can do. I would
Yeah.
say, like Pete had said, the 16 is one of his favorite reels, and obviously that one totally can handle the job. But it's a bigger reel. Everybody, I mean, not everybody, but
But I've
people
caught
wanna
a lot of
the-
fish on that 10 though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
A lot of fish.
Yeah, but once you start getting near that 100-pound mark, which is
Yeah, it's
what
a
he was
little
talking
small.
about,
Yeah, gear up. Go to the
spool
12 and
diameter is
16.
so small with that.
Yeah. And the new 12 and 16.
We have worked on some of those. Yeah, we have.
those things are. I mean,
They-
it's like we said in the ad. It's hard to improve in perfection, but they did it. They're
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, they are amazing.
So we definitely can try to improve them even more. That's where again we just want guys' input. Go fish them and let us know what parts you think we can improve. and stuff.
for sure.
And our lead time is about mid-March right now.
Mid-March right now, and then
Isn't that
showtime.
incredible?
You guys will be at the PCS show.
We will be at the PCS
Okay.
show. That's one of the only shows that we're scheduled to do. Maybe a day at the docks or something like that.
Yeah.
But definitely the PCS show, we will be there,
We will be there.
and
All
we
right.
will have all kinds of
That's in early
different
March.
specials and stuff like that. Because we'll bring reels that are all tricked out and ready to go, and we even have them at the shop right now. So if
Okay.
somebody's looking for a Christmas gift or anything else like that,
But
Okay.
if you want to have your real service, maybe get them in a little sooner.
I would say so. I mean, now's the time.
Because if you wait till March, you're probably not getting them till summer.
Who knows? Yeah,
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, summer.
September. He said,
Yeah.
not even summer, right?
Last year in March, we were already out 5 months.
Wow.
There's
Incredible.
only the two of us.
Yeah.
It's
there
just the
is
way
a-
it is.
There's a third
Yeah.
working some. A grandson is now working
Really?
part-time from his other job.
Is that where 3 sheets to the wind comes from?
Yeah. Very good, Cory.
Sometimes even 4. We have
4 sheets.
We have had all 4 of them.
Corey, you have a
Well,
great text. Huh?
I do, and I want to mention this because I made a mistake and called it SEA,
Yes,
S-E-A,
I
but
had the
it's
same one up.
It's actually S-E-E.
So read his
Whoa.
whole text.
Yeah, well, he happy to be a sponsor and a listener for many years. As you stated, one little correction, he says that name is not spelled like sea at the ocean. It's C, S-E-E, and
It's not S-E-A, S-E-E-W-A-L-D. It's
There it is.
S-E-E-W-A-L-D. He says he looks forward to people winning my art.
Yep.
And he says sales, he says half of the sales they're going to donate to Rollo Kids.
How cool
How
is
cool
that?
is that, huh?
That's
Seawalls.com. S-E-E-W-A-L-D.
I want to qualify for that.
Right?
So
I know.
That's pretty. And Michael, thank you for that.
Awesome.
Thanks for for your generosity too. And he just stated it's just his way to give back
From his heart.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Fantastic. Well, let's jump back in the phones, Corey.
Let's do it. How about Darren? Darren calling from Menifee. Good morning, Darren.
Hey, good morning, Pete and Cory.
Good
morning.
Yeah, definitely. 2 questions for Eric and Cal. I have a new Okuma Citrix low-profile reel. It's got good drag. Can I get a bigger power handle put on it because it's got 2 small little handles? And also, I dropped it in the bay yesterday catching a sand bass, got it back, but it was underwater for about 10 seconds. How can I clean that up, or should I take it in to get serviced?
Yeah, you definitely need to take that in and get it serviced. It most likely has shielded bearings in there, but not sealed. So most likely the water is going to get in and out of that. And if you do that sooner than later, you can probably save those bearings. Now, as far as upgrading that reel, I believe it's a bait cast or a low profit. The only reels that we're working on are the big lever drag. So
You don't work on Star Drags.
We don't work on Star Drags. No.
Yeah. Just
Can't,
straight lever.
Wes is the person.
Yeah,
In
go to
fact,
Ken's-
our own Star Drag reels go to Wes.
Go to Wes. Yeah, he's good. And of course, Dana Landing has great guys,
Yes.
and of course,
go see your local tackle
and also
shop.
Fisherman's Landing. They have fantastic.
There's
reels
a
on that.
lot of
Vince is
quality
fantastic.
people working on reels.
Working on
There's a
reels.
huge
They're
amount of fishing
masters.
reels
If,
around.
if we actually handle those, I probably would be saying we're about a year behind.
Wow,
crazy.
Yeah, it's just the amount of reels that are out there, and they're that's
No Star Drag reels.
No,
Period.
no.
Thanks for the call this morning. Hey, Sean in Oceanside has an interesting question. I'm learning a lot and enjoying the show as always. I have 2 Trinidad 16s, an older gold one and a newer silver one. I picked, which would be the Trinidad A, which is a
Right.
great reel, right? I picked up both used, and I'm looking to sell one of them to put toward a Talica 16. Is there a reason to sell the newer one or sell the older one? It's a good question. It's like, okay,
it is a
you
good
had one of
question.
it because they're both great reels. Right?
So the old ones are highly sought after. The only thing that I see that's negative about it is it's sometimes hard to find parts for that.
Ah.
So we had this discussion
they
on
don't
this
make them
last
anymore.
trip I was on, and one of the other gentlemen that I was talking to, he goes, "That's why he sold his." He said it works great, but that's the only reason that he sold his older one. And I know, like back when COVID was happening and stuff like that, we had a gold one like that, and we sold it on eBay, and you'd be surprised of how much you can get for that stuff.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. You have a good one, huh?
Well, I do, but it's more directed to you. Would you like it?
Go ahead.
Okay, let's do it. Comes from Reggie in Camarillo. And Reggie says,
great guy.
Yeah, right. Good morning, Pete. Can you please go over the radio station change again? Besides the app, how would you suggest that those living in LA listen to the show? Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah. So we announced earlier in the show that we're making a move starting January 4th back to 97.3 The Fan, which is the home of the Padres, Odyssey Station and the big network and its big corporation. Huge move up for us. And basically the reason for the move is we want to expand our listener base, right? Being on this current area that we're on, we just don't feel we're getting expansion on our listener base. And we're grateful for all the regular listeners, but we need new people. So many people are into Major League Baseball now. So many people are into the Padres, the Dodgers, and everything. This is the home of the Padres. They're a huge station now compared to when we used to be there. They're quadruple 10 times the size that they used to be as far as our audience popularity. So it'll bring a lot of new people to us. So for those of you that are in LA and Orange County, Dodger fans or whatever, and you don't want to listen on the Padres station, I totally understand. Go to the Let's Talk Hookup app. The app is always going to be there. We're going to have a new streaming service on the app. And then also you can also listen on the Odyssey app too if you want. But the best way to listen is going to be to all 4 hours is going to be on the Let's Talk Hookup app. And then,
Super easy.
And then,
free
of course,
download.
YouTube and Facebook Live. We're there around the world on YouTube and Facebook
YouTube,
Live.
there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you watch it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you have to watch us all the time. You know,
Yeah,
you can
I
listen
know.
though, right?
I know, right?
Yeah, you see what's going on. It's kind of fun to see, the people and the logos roll in the background, and when the
face
boats
for radio, face of radio.
face of radio, and then when we have the outdoor camera occasionally that we pop in when it's busy, like the XL's in port right now. We have popped in and out on the XL, but that's going to be it, Reggie. That's so your best source is going to be the Let's Talk Hookup app or YouTube and Facebook Live. That's starting January 4th.
And 97.3 The Fan is an FM station. That sounds great, but it only goes to about San Juan.
About San Juan Capistrano.
San Juan Capistrano.
Yeah. So, and they also have the Odyssey app, but definitely the Let's Talk Hookup app is going to be your best source. And then, of course, our archives you can listen on our letstalkhookup.com on the website, and then you can listen to the archives and all that stuff. So
simple.
That's coming up soon. But again, want to thank the great people at Sports Grid for hosting us for all these months, and then of course Andres for having us on 1090. It was just a move that I felt was necessary to expand and better for our sponsors and better for the future for the
JP
show.
has been so awesome.
JP's the best, man. He's
the
been
man.
He's been a man for sure. Yeah. All right.
You know who would be a great guest for you to have?
Who?
You speaking of Padres, Don Orsillo.
Oh,
way into fishing.
I took him fishing one time.
You did?
Yeah. Don's a
he's way
super
in
good
fishing.
guy.
I'm sure
He's
he
a
would
great-
love this, and he's just.
I think that's a great idea.
He's right around here.
Yeah,
I
he
catch
is.
it every once in a while
Right.
listening.
Yeah.
He talks about fishing spotties
Right?
in
he
the
does.
back
No,
bit.
Don's
He
a cool
does,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I have a great text here, and it's a little lengthy, but I'm going to read it anyway. It's from Paul in Fountain Valley. It says, Pete, Cory, Cal, I'm a longtime listener and a longtime user of Cal and Eric to work on my reels. As a matter of fact, I have 2 Penn Internationals that Cal and Eric have breathed on. Can you believe that? They blueprinted and the extra low gears put in. Filled with spectra over years, I've caught numerous yellowfin over 200 pounds with them, and bluefin bite, 2 bluefin just under 200 pounds in the last couple of years. My question for Cal and Eric is, with those reels, if I bring them in for service, what do you do to them? How much? And also, would you recommend a Penn Fathom 40 narrow, 40N, I'm assuming that's narrow, one that came originally as they came out? Thanks again for a great show. Way too much information. And he says, I called Tim at Rollo Kids yesterday and bought $150 worth of tickets, and Tim already responded with a text and sending him the knife. So
cool.
Good for you, Paul.
Well, let me see if I can get through that quickly, because I know we're running out of time
Yes.
here. But so the Fathoms, yes, that's a good reel for that. The old one to the new one, we can get a little bit more drag out of each one of those, and you'll be fine. And that's been really good, especially for the late sinker rigs or a late afternoon sinker rigs and stuff like that you would use for the bluefin. Now, as far as having us go through and service those reels that we had 2-speeded and done all that years ago, we definitely can do that. We bring it up to how we're doing them now. Over the years, we've just tried to just improve like everybody else, right?
Sure.
So we bring them up to how we're doing them now, and we could service them and modify them and get them up to speed for what he wants there. And then as far as the calling the Tim at Raleigh, yeah, that's great.
Good for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do that again. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Send an email to him. It's probably the easiest. Win at rollowkids.org. Win at ROLLOkids.org. Send him an email. Say you want to buy the tickets, get that Kershaw knife, and make a donation before the end of the year comes.
That Kershaw knife is pretty darn
It's
cool.
pretty-
I
it's
mean,
pretty
$110 value for your $150 donation.
Yeah, and then we also talked about the fact that 501c3 corporation, you have had a good year. You need to make a donation, get a little tax benefit. Go to rollowkids.org, and there's a donate button on the top, and you just click donate. Donate what you can. Every $75 you donate, we'll take a kid fishing. So and let Uncle Sam pay for part of it as we go toward the
I
end
agree
of the
with
year.
you.
Yeah.
So do
Yeah.
I have to declare that $110 knife when I donate the $150?
I don't know what knife you're
I
talking
don't know
about.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
You need to
Cory.
give it away. Give it to me. So
Yeah.
you don't own it. See, there we go. And then
All right. Hey, we're going to be right back. I actually do want to give a shout out to Benny Seacrest and the Owl Sports Bar were listening to
All
us out on the water
right.
catching
Hey,
fish.
Benny and
Sent-
Al.
Sent some pictures
All
of some
right.
calicos. Hey,
Oh,
we're going to be
that's
right
cool.
back. We're going to find out who's won this $100 Seawold certificate and $100 Cal's Custom Reel Certificate when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Sports Grid Radio Network.
Everyone has their go-to fishing spot. My spot is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. Rock Cod Rick here to say if you're looking for the ultimate Alaska experience and the best value in Alaska, it's Kingfisher Charters. Owner Seth Bone and his crew consistently deliver deluxe accommodations, the finest food, world-class fish processing, and top-of-the-line fishing experience. We've literally sent hundreds of our listeners to Kingfisher, and they all can't wait to go back. Most Alaska resorts make big promises, and they don't deliver, or they'll nickel and dime you to drive up the cost, but not Kingfisher. Everything is included. Your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, your gear. Literally all you need to bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. They also have the finest boats and charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. Take it from me. Book your trip to Kingfisher Charters and you'll thank me. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Hey, San Diego, the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event is going on now at your San Diego County Ford dealers. The biggest deals of the year to finish 2024, featuring America's best-selling truck, Ford F-Series, leading for 47 straight years. Or check out the full lineup of versatile Ford SUVs, including Bronco or Bronco Sport. Don't wait. Come take a test drive today. Get holiday ready only at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. We have always been the leader with all-inclusive fishing trips to Cedros Island. We now have 2 lodges to choose from, and both sit on the cliff's edge with relaxing ocean views and gorgeous morning sunrises. With direct flights departing for the CBX in San Diego, we are committed to providing first-class service to our guests and an unforgettable fishing experience. Come check out the yellowtail and calico bass capital in the world. Nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. Call me at 619-772-7570 or check us out at cedrosportfishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And Santa Claus is arriving early.
Arrived early.
Christmas spirits in the house, and both winners today are going to win a $100 certificate to Cal's Custom Reels and $100 to Seawald.com. That's SEEWALD.com.
Yeah.
And
Thanks to Michael and thanks to Cal and Eric for that.
so
I mean,
cool.
they just said, hey, come on. It's
Right?
Christmas, man. Let's do it for both of them.
So our texter, DJ from San Diego, is winning both. And our caller today, Jim from Morro Bay.
All right. Congratulations. And guys, if somebody wants a reel worked on, they better get on it, right? Oh, and of course, lever drags only.
Yeah. Now's the time to get them in for the season coming up. Phone number is 626-357-4441 or cals2speed.com using the number 2. We've had people just Google Cal Sheets.
Yeah.
You're easy to get a hold of us, right?
Yeah. And the website?
Cals2speed.com.
With the number 2.
With the number 2.
All right. Thank you, guys.
And if you need something for Christmas, we do have quite a few reels in stock.
Oh, do you? In
Ready
stock
to
that
go.
have been worked on by you guys? All
Mostly
tricked
fathoms of the small, from the 15 XNs through the 60s. We've got them in stock, tricked out, ready to go.
Those are brand new in the box.
Brand new in the box, ready
Some
to go.
international, some Okumas, different stuff like that.
that have been worked on by you.
Yep.
And you don't have to wait till March.
They're ready to go.
They're
now.
ready to go. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks to JP for manning the phone and the board today. JP, you're the best. We appreciate you very much. And thanks, Cory, for stepping in last minute there for the ailing Rick. And we're going to be back next Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a couple of great shows. But I want to thank all of our sponsors and all of our listeners out there. Thank you for the callers, the texters. You're what make it happen. And we want to continue that even on our big move starting January 4th. To follow us there. And of course, Adam on the Let's Talk Hookup app. We had a little issue on the app this morning. We're going to get that all created and credited and posted as soon as possible here this morning. We'll get that up for you. And next Saturday and Sunday, great couple of shows coming up next Saturday. Bodan from Two Fish Jigs. I'll bet Brandon and who knows, maybe their other partner might come in too. Yeah. for sure.
And if you missed last week's show with Brandon, myself, and Rick, go to the app.
That was such a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did a great job.
I
That was
love
fun.
being around Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon's a wealth of knowledge and stuff. So that's going to be a great show talking surface iron, jigging, and stuff like that. The next Sunday, 1 week from the day, it's
Sorry,
the big
1 week?
Christmas spectacular. Corey will be back. Rick will be here, and we're going to have giving away lots of gifts. And of course, you know what that means. Your fun tales and tall tales and stories and poems. And so get creative and get thinking about that. That's next Sunday. We can do it by text. We can do it by phone call. So that's next Sunday with the Christmas Spectacular. That's going to be super fun there. And get out there and get fishing. Looks like some good fun weather. Everybody enjoy the Christmas season. Be kind to everybody out there with the busy season. Traffic's kind of crazy out there, especially around the malls.
Right.
So be very, very kind for sure. And we'll be back next Saturday and Sunday, 7 and 9 again. Bodan Vedas from Two Fish Jigs, and maybe Brandon. We'll see if he comes back.
Bodan's such a creative guy.
Yeah, Bodan's a character. Yeah. And then the Christmas Spectacular next Sunday. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week right back here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube and Facebook Live, 1090 AM, and the Sports Grid Radio Network.
Great stuff, guys.
Thanks, JP. We'll talk to you next Sunday, right? It's going to be a crazy day next Sunday.